Week 7 started with the Raiders defeating the Kansas City Chiefs 31-30. What a fucking finish that was. But now it's time for the rest of your picks. Let's get started because I don't have time for this bullshit. Alright, this is the London game. Cardinals facing the Los Angeles Rams. Cardinals are at 3-3 after beating the Buccaneers, and the Rams are at 4-2 after beating the Jacksonville Jaguars. Both of these teams bounced back, actually. The Cardinals were very close to blowing it against the Buccaneers last week after Winston went down because of Ryan Fitzpatrick. All of a sudden doing his thing, and the Rams, while they were not really all that impressive in terms of the passing game, it was really their special teams that lifted the Rams in this against the Jaguars. But hey, the Rams are a good. Right, Rams are a decent football team, and I'll take the LA Rams to win this one. It is what it is, but. Next up, Vikings hosting the Baltimore Ravens. Vikings picking up a huge victory. My bad, Minnesota. I should have taken this team regardless of whether or not Rodgers was going to be injured or not, because the Vikings were actually doing a good job of shutting down Rodgers before the injury happened. So give me a fucking break there. And no, it was not a fucking cheap shot. Packer fans, quit fucking crying. But anyway, as far as this game goes, man, the Baltimore Ravens losing to the Chicago Bears, losing to a rookie quarterback at home for the first time in decades, at least a couple of decades. But anyway, who cares? Here's Vikings. End of story. Moving on. Jaguars going on the road to face the Indianapolis Colts. Tough break by Jacksonville, but their defense is still pretty good. And although this pick is going to get me, this pick might get me in trouble because it is the Colts, and the Colts are, while they don't have Andrew Luck again, and it looks like Andrew Luck is going to be missing a couple more games thanks to re-aggravating his shoulder injury. This is a fucking tough game for me to pick. Take the coin flip time. Coin flip time. Tails, take the Jags. Can't believe I'm saying that. Jets going on the road to face the Miami Dolphins. Tough loss for the New York Jets last week. It was a tough call. That referees tough calls on that touchdown or whatever. It was really the replay center that made the final ruling, of course. And unfortunately, by rule it was the correct call, but I'm not gonna get too much into that shit. Because we know because that is not the fucking reason why the Jets lost that game. Again, don't take stupid ass timeouts in the mid portion of the third quarter, and you might have more time to make a game plan or to make that comeback. Anyway, and you got the Miami Dolphins. Well, they beat the Titans and they beat the Falcons. Not really impressed, Atlanta, just saying. And you know what? Last time these two teams met, the Dolphins lost, shockingly. I don't see it happening again. Take the Miami Dolphins to defeat the Jets. Saints going on the road to face the Green Bay Packers. Rough loss. And a rough game for the Packers last week. Not just the Aaron Rodgers injury. There were a lot of players that were injured last week. And the Saints, they're over 500 for the first time since 2013. And I can fucking believe that because their team has been mediocre the past 3 years. 3-4 years. Yeah. Man, this is another fucking tough game for me to pick. They have to go because now the Packers have to start Brett Hundley for most likely the remainder of the season. So this is Brett Hundley's first start in the National Football League. God, and I'll just take this. I'm just gonna go ahead. Oh God, the Saints should be able to win, and I'll take the Saints to win. But goddamn, I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers were to somehow defeat the New Orleans Saints. I really wouldn't because the Saints have always had trouble, like a lot of teams, really, winning at Lambeau. So, yeah, tough one. All right, Buccaneers going on over to face the Buffalo Bills. Well, the Buccaneers had to travel from the East Coast to the West Coast, and now back to the East Coast. Take the Buffalo Bills to win. They're fresh off their bye week, and I'll just leave it at that. Panthers going on over to face the Chicago Bears. Ever notice though that they have this first round quarterback, but yet it's other players that are throwing touchdown passes. Oh, I forgot it's Chicago. With that being said though, Trubisky has thrown a couple touchdown passes. But has he looked that impressive? No, but he's a rookie quarterback, so let's slow the fuck down on him. Yeah. I'm not going to make it complicated. Take the Panthers to win. Moving on. Titans going on road to face the Cleveland Browns. And Titans, end of story. Moving on. Late afternoon games. Cowboys going on the road to face the 49ers. And Cowboys, end of story. Moving on. Seahawks going on the road to face the New York Giants. Nice victory by the New York Giants. Giants against the Denver Broncos. It is what it is. It is. I'll talk about the Broncos later. The Seahawks, they are fresh off their bye week, and Metlife Stadium has been the Giants' home away from home. I believe they're 5-0 all time there, including Super Bowl 48 and including last year's game against the Jets. Make that 6-0 at Metlife Stadium. Nice victory by the Giants, but they're now facing the Seattle Seahawks. We'll wait and see what happens there. The Giants, they're still way too decimated, and the Seahawks, they're not the Broncos. They don't take that shit lightly. This should be a good one. Bengals going on the road to face the Pittsburgh Steelers. Since these are late afternoon games, I could change these picks because I'm out of time for the 11 o'clock ones. Of course, Cincinnati's coming off their bye week. Pittsburgh, good job. Nice job shutting down Kansas City's offense. And if the Steelers focus on the run first, obviously, they're going to be fine. And while Ben Roethlisberger might have lost a couple of steps, I think the Cincinnati Bengals have lost a couple more steps. Take the Pittsburgh Steelers to defeat the Cincinnati Bengals. Moving on quickly. Broncos going on the road to face the LA Chargers. Broncos, inexcusable loss to the Giants. And it's not just how they lost. It's simply that they lost. But man, the Broncos coaching staff, they need to call a few deep passes They need to let Trevor Siemian throw the ball down the field sometimes, free up the run or whatever, and open up the intermediate passing route. I think I've said this in the past. It's not a question of whether or not the ball will be complete. It's a question of whether or not you stretch the damn field. Why do you think the Ravens had a successful 2012 season that ended in a Super Bowl? Especially in the postseason. Because the Ravens were throwing the ball down the field. Didn't matter if it was completed or not. It opened up the run and it opened up the intermediate passing game. Now, I don't expect the Broncos to make it to the Super Bowl. I don't even know if I expect them to make it to the playoffs. And Denver's banged up as fuck. Take the LA Chargers to defeat the Denver Broncos. I do see this Chargers team getting some payback after week 1. As far as the Chargers go, they did beat the Oakland Raiders up, and they actually made a fucking game-winning field goal. Oh, Nick Novak's back. I forgot about that. They got rid of that young Wade Koo dude. I'll just fucking leave it at that. Ooh, this should be a tough one. Falcons going on the road to face the New England Patriots. Rematch of Super Bowl 51 and that fucking choke job by the fucking Falcons. Oh, and they reenacted that. They kind of reenacted that choke job last week against the Dolphins. Yeah, nice. Are the Falcons gonna do this fucking horseshit all year? Just choke leads away because they're fucking retarded or whatever? What the fuck's wrong with them? And like I have not been impressed by either of these teams. The Patriots, yeah, they gave up only 21 points, but they gave up well over 300 yards passing. See, and don't give me fucking bullshit excuses that they were injured or whatever, because even when their original corners are healthy or whatever, they were still giving up those 300 yards per game. So you can't come up with that fucking bullshit excuse. Sorry. Coin flip time, motherfuckers. Landed heads. Take the Patriots for now, I guess. I really should take the Atlanta Falcons because and the reason why I should is because last year in a Super Bowl rematch between the Patriots and the Seahawks actually went into Foxborough and won. And could the Falcons finally get a victory over Tom fucking Brady? We'll wait and see. Eagles hosting the Washington Redskins. Nice job, Washington. You nearly lost to the 49ers. And there's with the rookie quarterback taking over for Brian Hoyer. And I wasn't that impressed with C.J. Beathard, okay? Sorry, but give me a fucking break. I was impressed with the Eagles beating the Panthers, and now they're off 11 days rest after their victory over the Panthers last week. Go ahead. So yeah, take the Philadelphia Eagles to bring the brooms to the rooms and sweep Washington out of the fucking building. This should be a good one as well. That's it. That's all. Till next time, later, fuckers.